All right, we're going to keep the press conferences going. We're now joined by Kyle Busch, driver of the number 8, Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet. We'll go ahead and open up the questions. No, those are handed out to media earlier. You're welcome to have one.
Chance of winning that in the Daytona 500.
All right, let's go ahead and open up the questions. We'll start with Lewis in the middle.
I don't know where to go now, but you've had a very short time, Louis Frank of Reuters. You've had a very short time with Richard. Is it too early to compare Richard's management ownership styles with Coach? And if you can, please do.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly early, but you know the way the companies are run are entirely different. You know, which is good, fine, different. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of trying to continue to figure out what the pluses and the minuses all are. You know, certainly there are some pluses of the new team with RCR and the management and everything else that's going on there. I enjoy working with the whole group, whether it's the office or the competition side. It's been really fun. And then obviously too, the JGR side had its pluses as well. So just trying to incorporate all the stuff that I've been accustomed to and been around for the last 15 years, and you know, not all of the processes and procedures that I'm used to, but definitely trying to work my way into what RCR is and how they work first, and then just say, but have you guys thought about doing something XYZ like this? And so I think it's been pretty good thus far, but Richard's been great, Tori, everybody, and you know, looking forward to a long relationship here.
All right, let's come up here to Jerry, and then we'll go to Mike.
Oh, man.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Jerry Jordan, kickingthetires.net.
Woo. I think that's the checkered.
Wow. What are you watching?
Braxton's racing right now.
Oh, okay. Well, wait.
I think that's the check. He won by .08 over the second place kid. So about that much. Huh?
Yeah, where's he?
They're over the same place Keelan is right now. They're in Citrus County Speedway, over just south of Ocala. So, yep, he just won. Nice.
Congrats.
Cool. All right, thanks.
So,
now I can focus forward. Sorry, I was a little sidetracked.
with the new season, new sponsors, things you know you're used to working with this particular one. You know, in the past mainly. I mean, there's been some other companies that run, but you've got Cheddar's, you've got all these other different things. How is that dynamic for you? And I heard that you went into Cheddar's and kind of scoping out the menu to see what your official Cheddar's meal was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. Like I said, the management side of RCR has been great, and that's been a part of all the sponsorship groups and things like that I've been getting around and meeting and spending some time with. So certainly been really great to meet all of those folks. And I went from the candy man to the adult candy man. So it's the nickname still works. It still fits. So, certainly, looking forward to the relationships with all these guys and girls and teams of people. But, with Ricci, thankful for them for returning, and Alsco and Cheddar's, Lenovo, just excited to be able to have some people that have jumped on board that are willing to race with Kyle and have a chance to go out there and hopefully reward them by winning and going to victory lane.
All right, go over to the middle with Mike.
Mike Embry, NBC Sports. Kyle, speaking of Sunday's odds, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte never won this race. Now you and Martin have had long runs without it. Do you think it's mostly circumstantial, or is there some dynamic that's going on there?
Yeah, definitely circumstantial. I think the whole thing kind of changed, I don't know, probably 2012, 13-ish, where it just became a complete disaster and a total wreck fest at the end. Before that, I felt like there was times where there were some good races, some good racing. You had to be a fast car. You had to have a good handling car. You had to put yourself in the right spot at times, and it was a bit of a chess match, but I'm sure Denny can come in here and say, no, I've won 3 of them in that time frame, and it's not luck, So He's just been fortunate at being in the right place at the right time and making the right moves. And I've always just kind of been the one that kind of waits and like sees everything kind of happen, and then I try to go, 10 to go. But sometimes that's too late, and I'm not in the right spot by that point. So I kind of mess myself up. But overall, the last few years I have not watched 10 years in a row of footage, but I'm going to guarantee you there's not very many cars finishing, and there's a lot of wrecks happening, especially last lap crashes. From the lead, guys are getting crashed. So it happens.
All right, let's go ahead and stay back here in the middle. Start with the camera, and then we'll go to Zach. You're there.
Okay. Yes. Being that you've had tough luck here, do you feel as if maybe this is your opportunity, being it's the 75th anniversary? Do you feel as if you look at this race in a way that, in a negative way, or do you feel as if you still have a positive attitude about it?
No, I mean, you just come in here and treat it as if any other race. There's great opportunity to be able to win the race, and you put yourself in the right spot, and you can. It's not happened yet for me. So, it's obviously a difficult race to win. There's a lot of different winners. Some guys, this is the only race they ever win. Other guys, they win it, 2-3 times over again. So, it's just the Super Bowl of our sport. It's hard to accomplish this one, and it's a race where you rely a lot more on different factors than you do just yourself. You go to a racetrack like California or the old Atlanta and places like that, a lot more driver is involved in how good you are or what your destiny will be, where here a lot of your result can be in the hands of other drivers around you and circumstances around you. So that's just the nature of it. But, we all have got the same race to go out there and run in. And hopefully, as far as being positive about it, yeah, I would be positive about it. Just having a new, fresh look and outlook on everything with my new team and being with the 8, it's exciting for me anyways. So I would love nothing more than to win the Daytona 500 with RCR and Chevrolet and 3G and everybody to, really put an exclamation point on the off season and what this year will hopefully bring.
Go to Zach in the middle.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Kyle, I'm just curious, how much of a reset this move is for you mentally. Obviously you're going back to the Xfinity Series with colleague racing as well. The Cup team's a 2-car team as opposed to this 4-car powerhouse where you spent the last 15 years. How much of this all has been just this mental reset for you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is. There's just a big reset in general, obviously, with, joining forces with RCR and Austin. Thankful for the opportunity. Looking forward to the many sponsors that we have, to working with all of them. And yeah, it's just a fresh outlook, and it's nice to, be in a place where you're wanted and you're accepted. And, having that chance of just going and racing again is going to be fun. So we've done a little bit of that already with the COTA race that we ran, and then the test that I had. Spending some time with Austin doing some stuff off track has been pretty cool. So we'll continue to just evolve and get better, and hopefully, RCR once again becomes a powerhouse like it once was, and that's to win races and win championships.
And then also wanted to ask you about Kevin Harvick and just what your relationship with him and how that's evolved throughout the years, but also what he's accomplished throughout his time as well.
Yeah, he finally grew up, and it's nice to have a relationship with other veteran type drivers. That's what we call each other, veterans, or just the old crowd. He's got me by a few years, but it's still fun to mess with him a little bit, and he actually gave me a ride over here this morning, so from the short track. So we rode together. It's kind of weird, right? Almost a Days of Thunder where we should have got our own rental cars. It would have been a Ford versus a Chevy. That would have been funny. Him and I, him having Keelan, me having Brexton, and us having other things outside of just the racetrack, and different things in life, like he mentioned about focusing on and what it'll teach you, has certainly meant a lot to the both of us and how we, can relate and work with one another.
Okay, let's go over here to Jeff, and then we'll come up front to Dan.
Kyle, it seemed like there was some confusion after the Mexico thing of whether that was fully resolved. Are you able to say whether that's completely done in the past, or can you shed any light on that?
Yeah, I made a statement on that earlier, and that's all that'll be said about that topic.
Okay, let's come up here to Dan. And then we'll go to Reed and Bruce.
Dan Gelson, Associated Press. I mean, sort of related to that topic. I mean, you were involved in a scary incident in Minnesota.
Minnesota?
In Mall of America.
Got it. Right.
Did that play any role in why you feel you need to carry a gun?
No, I was a carrier before that.
Okay. And you usually, when you travel anywhere, or just?
Into the, I don't know the M word that it's called, but in the places that you're allowed to, yeah.
Why?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. And how is your brother doing this offseason? I mean, obviously he's detailed his issues with still fighting the concussions, lingering effects of the concussion. How does he seem to you? How does he feel to you?
Seems fine to me. Everything's day by day with him, and he's very busy. I see him doing a lot of different things, and looking at his schedule and talking to some of the folks that are around him, and he's somewhere doing something every single day. So he's fine off the track. Everything's fine with as much as it can be inside of a Busch's head anyway. So he's good.
All right, let's go to Reed, and then we'll come over to Bruce.
Spencer with the NASCAR Wire. I'm just curious, why did you decide to resume your Xfinity Series career? And was it sponsor driven, or missed the seat time, or?
Actually, it was just the relationship that I grew over the time in which I was talking to the other teams and things like that through last year. Talking with Chris Rice and Matt Collig, especially the relationship that we've developed and the communication and things that we had over that time frame. When it came down to decision time, and I had to let everybody know who wasn't the choice for going cup racing with. I told them at that time though that I would still love to drive for him and have a chance to be able to go race his cars. It just wouldn't be on Sunday, and so they were gracious enough to allow me to run their Xfinity program, and I'd love to go over there and help those guys out. And I feel like they're really, really, really close right on the brink of being the force to be reckoned with in the Xfinity Series, and I'd love to help carry that torch to the next level.
Okay, let's go over here to Bruce.
Bruce Meyer with Speed Sport. A lot of times they say a change of scenery does some good. What is the one thing that you've experienced by having that change of scenery at this point in your career?
Oh, it's a lot. Just all the things that I've mentioned so far. I mean, the difference of the competition side and how they do things at RCR is entirely different than JGR. The management side as well is completely different. So, differences are fine. It's just a matter of exploiting the really good pieces of all of that, and sometimes the not so good pieces of that, and making it all good. So I feel like there's room for me to help the group that we're with learn from the group that I came with, and vice versa, where I'm not really going to be teaching the old group, but you get my point. It's just a matter of I really enjoy working with Randall so far. Communication with him has been great. We're always back and forth. We about talk every day, so that's been really good, which is a little bit different than my past couple of relationships. But it's so far so good.
And although it's happened once before, this Sunday you're going to go out on the track and you're going to run a Daytona 500, and Kurt's not going to be in it. So is that kind of an odd feeling for you?
Yeah, no, when I saw the layouts of my cars for this year that just had the Busch on there, I was like, hey, you guys forgot my first name. Well, there's not another one out there, so we don't have to run the first name anymore. I don't know if anybody would have ever noticed if they would have just left it on there, but it's a little weird to see just the last name on there, So, maybe I can get Fox to fix the broadcast where instead of it just saying KY Busch, it'll just say Bush.
All right, let's go here to the middle.
Kaibu. Get rid of Kaibu.
Kyle Donhawks at frontstretch.com. You just described that you had a really good relationship with the Collie guys and you've built that up. I know you haven't raced with them yet, but can you kind of compare that to teams of the past and how much of a tight-knit group they are? Like their attitude just seems really happy-go-lucky. They just seem really close together.
Yeah, no, I haven't worked with them in a competition nature yet, but super appreciative of the opportunity. I've just talked with my crew chief a little bit, Alex, over there. We did a seat fitting and getting some stuff kind of squared away and getting ready because I've been gone all this week, and obviously the car's got to be about ready to go when we all leave for the West Coast swing because I'm out there for the whole time. So I get to run Vegas and Phoenix, which are back to back early in the year, and there's a lot of preparation going on. So those guys are digging in, working hard. Looks like they got about 16 cars about ready to go for the start of the year, whether it's this week and all the way through the West Coast swing. So they're punching them out and knocking them down for sure. But looking forward to racing and working alongside AJ. I know how good he is on the road course stuff, obviously. So and then Justin. I don't know that I'll really race against AJ or Justin because we'll be running in the same car. But obviously working with Chandler, who's a rookie, up and coming, new to the Xfinity Series. I was at KBM for the last 2 seasons, so that'll be good to see him. And then Daniel Hemrick. Always enjoyed working with Daniel when we were at JGR together, and who he is, and watching him years ago coming up through the late model ranks, same way I kind of came up through, and the teams that he was with and the experience and the success that he had was always fun to see. So a lot of guys that have kind of been around already a little bit, so it'll be nice to just race with them, but yet also against them.
And following that, they've also been known to, especially with the super speedway races, they've been known to finish second for the sake of helping their teammate win. Mm-hmm. It's all about the team. Can you see yourself finishing second to, say, Justin Haley or Chandler Smith in the Xfinity Series race on Saturday?
Thankfully, I don't choose restrictor plate racing because that didn't bode well for me the last time I ran an Xfinity super speedway race. So I'll stick to the ones where drivers matter and, be able to go out and race, Vegas, Phoenix, Charlotte, Watkins Glen, and somewhere else, Darlington. So, only get 5, so it shouldn't be that hard to remember. Those are places that I'm kind of excited about and getting the opportunity to be able to go out there and help their program at those tracks and, go out and hopefully race for wins, get some trophy hunting done.
All right, so we've run out of time.
Fantastic.
Kyle, appreciate you coming in. Have a great